A child says, "This is me and accept me for who I am." It really is annoying when people use that expression, even adults. It's annoying when a person starts a sentence with, "I'm the kind of person," and then they lie. And you say, "No, you're not that kind of person." But why people say that, I haven't figured out yet. But I'm the type. I'm the kind of person that always, no, you're not. Why do you make such statements? Right? So when a child says, "This is me," so, wait, you're 9, you're 10. This is you so far. Okay, maybe. But that's it forever? So when a 9-year-old says, "I'm the type of person," you're not a type yet. Wait. Grow a few years. Maybe you'll develop into a type. Right now, you're just a kid. So what you say to a child who says, "This is what I am, accept me this way," you say, "I do accept you this way, but I expect you to be better tomorrow because you have more potential. This is you now. Oh, wait till tomorrow. This is you at 8 years old. 9 years old? Oh, that's going to be much better." So instead of getting into a debate about it, work with it. Say, "Right, you see, this is you now. Imagine what you're going to be when you're 9. Imagine what you'll be when you're 15. Imagine what you'll be when you grow up." Whenever that'll be. But you see, these expressions are a symptom of something really serious. Accept me as I am. You can't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me. Where is this coming from? How is it that an 18-year-old girl can say with a straight face, "I should do that just to make my mother happy"? Yes. What is it? Unthinkable that you should do something just for your mother? That's not. Where is this kid coming from? She has this big argument with her mother about buttoning the button. Mother is crazy about the button. I said, "So make her happy and button it." She says, "No." I said, "You wouldn't even do that for your mother?" She says, "Why should I? Why should? What happened here?" It's like kids are growing up in a jungle. It doesn't make sense to you that you should do certain things to make your mother happy for no other reason? That's not sensible. That's not reasonable. That's not expected behavior. What happened? How did kids become so self-centered, so completely indifferent to anything other than their own appetites? It's scary. I said to this girl, "You know what you're doing is killing your mother." She says, "No, it's not." I said, "Why do you hate your mother? You don't want to be frum? Fine. Why do you hate your mother?" She says, "I don't hate her." I said, "But what you're doing is killing her." She says, "So too bad." I said, "That's not called hate? Too bad?" There's some human glue missing here. I'm not talking about frum or edel, just human. So when a child starts with that kind of conversation, that kind of tone, "You have to accept me." Whoa. Who's the father? Who's the mother? Who's the child? Who's the daughter? Who's this? Something got ruined here. There's a mechanech. He's not a Chabad, but he's a sensible, practical mechanech. And a group of mothers asked him, what do you do if your child is out of control, doesn't behave, doesn't listen, doesn't whatever? So he said, let me ask you a question. When you walk into the room, do your children stand up? Your children stand up? It's a joke, right? It's unthinkable. So everybody said, no, of course not. He says, then you get what you deserve. So what do you want? If your children don't stand up when you walk in, then the relationship has been derailed. What do you want? What do you expect? If they won't even stand up when you walk in, so you want them to sacrifice for you? They won't even stand up. So is that what it takes? Should we now go out on a miftzah, make a campaign and a crusade to make sure that every child stands up when his parents walk in? First of all, it's a din in Shulchan Aruch. How can you dispense with it? How can you say, no, it's not important? It's a din in Shulchan Aruch. There are certain fundamental rules that keep a relationship on track. If you sit in your father's seat, you are a ruined child. Your borders have been erased. You don't know where you end and your father begins. You don't know who you are, who your father. You don't feel like a son. You don't feel like a child. Something's wrong. So, at a young age, we have to keep it clear. You're the child, I'm the parent. For the child's sake, not for your sake. So when a child starts talking like that, you got to sit down and straighten out the whole relationship. If a child says, the parent says, it bothers me very much when you do that. And the child says, I don't care. This whole relationship has to be repaired. I tell you, one time I was driving a mother and her 7-year-old home from Chabad. She sends her kids to our Chabad. So I was picking up my kid, and she came to pick up her kid, but they were going to walk, so I gave them a ride. So she says to her 7-year-old, who was standing in the back seat, she said, sit down. This was before seatbelts. She said, sit down. He said, no. She waits a couple of minutes, turns around again and says, sit down. He says, no. She says, okay, wait till you get home. And the 7-year-old said, you wait till you get home. I'm going to take a knife and stab you. The mother turns to me and says, what am I going to do with him? That's it? It's funny? This whole relationship is wrong. It's not, really, he's going to take a knife? That's not the point. The point is, who's talking to whom? Is this a child talking to a mother? Something is completely wrong. It's a dibuk. So, I mean, that's a dramatic example, but there are less dramatic and more subtle examples. You say to a child, come upstairs. The child says, soon. This relationship is finished. You got to start all over again. The tone is completely wrong. You got to say, who are you and what did you do with my son? Because you're not my son. So you got to start the relationship all over again. You got to sit down with your child and say, let's play house. I'll be the mother and you be the son. You know how a son behaves with a mother? Let's do that. Because what's going on here is not a relationship. I was talking to a mother and her teenage daughter, and they wanted advice about something, and the mother started to cry about the problem she was going through, and the daughter rolled her eyes. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here she goes again crying. So I got up and I walked away. The mother calls me later and said, what? We were in the middle of talking. Why'd you walk away? I said, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. She is not your daughter, and you are not her mother, because a daughter doesn't roll her eyes at her mother. And you are so used to it, it doesn't even bother you anymore. What kind of mother are you? So the whole relationship has gotten off track. So should they go together to this? Should she go to this school, that school? What's the difference? There's no mother, there's no daughter. Want to fix that first? So you got to stop it when it's subtle. When you say to a 5-year-old, come over here, pick up the thing, and the kid says, soon. Not acceptable. What do you mean soon? What, do you have other commitments? You do it now. A child is in another room, and you say, Chatzkel, and the kid says, what? Not acceptable. What do you mean, what? I called you, you come. Don't scream at me from the other room. That way you save yourself a lot of grief, because it doesn't go any further. You're the child. I call you, you come. So these basic, simple decencies are just normal. If we lose that, we're just not healthy anymore. So it's so good when a mother reminds her child, that's Tati's chair, don't sit there. And when a father reminds a child, that's Mommy's chair, why are you sitting there? That is so healthy. And it'll save you so much grief. You take your child aside the day after, and you say to your child when he's in a good mood, having dinner with his favorite spaghetti and meat sauce, and you say, yesterday Tati asked you to do something and you said soon, that's not right. That is so good.